All right, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, we are live in full effect with San Diego, California's own, straight out of the 619. We got J.A. Youngwealth right here live on the line. How you doing this evening?
Hey, what's going on, man? Thank you so much for the love, DJ Immortal. Yeah.
Hey, man, it's all love, bro. It's all love. I gotta say, man, I got nothing but love for West Coast hip hop, man, and you know what I mean. I just gotta say, you're straight out of the Bay. You know what I mean, San Diego. So I gotta ask you, man, what is it like out in San Diego, like hip hop wise?
I mean, hip hop wise, I mean, we have tons of talent here in San Diego. We're pretty much slept on, in my fair opinion. But yeah, I mean, everybody here just showing love to each other. We're trying to elevate as a city. So yeah, man, we ready for the big time.
But I gotta ask you, man, I want to take you back to the beginning of your career here, man. I always ask every guest this because there's always a different story with this question. But I have to ask you, man, like, what actually inspired and made you decide to get into the music industry initially?
I mean, initially, I was heavily in the music game in regards to just being somebody in the background. I was helping my fellow friends reach their dreams in regards to, making it to the next place. So business-wise, I do have a lot of music knowledge. So I came to San Diego about 3 years ago, and I actually got into the studio for the first time in regards to me being behind the mic. So after that, man, I just fell in love with it and kept going, kept believing in myself, even though people, were doubting me. I just elevated with each move I made, and, here I am now.
And also, man, in 2018, you actually released your debut single titled How It All Started, man. I was wondering, what's the story and inspiration behind that phenomenal single? And is it still circling the net for our listeners to actually snag themselves a copy today?
Oh, wow. Yeah, man, thank you so much for that. Yeah, so How It All Started is exactly how the title is. Shout out to my boy Speakerbox, who is featured there. So, long story short, that moment I just was referring to is my boy Speakerbox actually invited me to his studio session about 3 years ago, 2018, and that beat came along. I was rocking with it, and then he was like, hey, I think it's time for you to, try to spread your wings and get on one. So we had a great time, got in the studio that night, started writing, and then, that's how it all started.
And I gotta say as well, man, Speakerbox is a phenomenal, talented individual. Did you actually know him before that single? Did you know him before you guys got into the music industry? Or, like, did you kind of come across him right when you were kind of putting in the work on your debut single?
We actually worked at AT&T together. So, we had a 9 to 5. We worked at AT&T selling phones, and we got that was my first job when I got to San Diego. Speakerbox was actually working at that store already, so I mean, we just vibed, and yeah.
Hey, that's not bad, man. You can't go wrong with AT&T. You know what I mean? I heard they're a better company than half of the ones down here in Canada.
yeah. I don't know what's out there, but yeah, AT&T's top tier around here.
And I also read as well that you actually have done a substantial amount of work with an artist by the name of Cognac Man. How did yourself and him initially get connected? And of course, what is it like working alongside that fellow San Diegoan?
Oh man, Cognac. I feel like I owe him my career. So Speakerbox and Cognac, they were friends. We had met at a club, and he went ahead and invited me to his studio, which is KD Platinum Studios in Lemon Grove, California. So he's been there for about like 7, 8 years. So he invited me over. Actually, one of my first solo songs, was produced by him, and then we just clicked, man. Like after I paid my first session to him, he just kept inviting me over, and then it just became like, hey, I see your talent. I know you need a little guidance and mentorship. So he kind of took me under his wing, and him and my mind together, we came out with Organic Clout. We've been, doing shows throughout the United States, Mexico. So we just became a dynamic duo.
And when you said you actually performed in Mexico, like me personally, I never really left Canada before. You know, I went to the States once to go shopping, but you know what I mean. What is it like in Mexico actually performing? Like, did they give you guys a hard time? Like, what was the atmosphere like just going over there and performing?
So we actually performed in Mexico 3 times already. Shout out to everybody out there in Mexico that's holding it down. My boy DJ Billy Knight, NTJ out there holding it down. So yeah, Mexico, man, it's much love in Mexico. It's a little weird in regards to like how their culture is. It's very different from how we are, but they love the music. Um, uh, Couple different things actually getting to Mexico. So either you drive into Mexico, we're in San Diego, California, so I'm about 45 minutes to an hour from Mexico. So we drove into Mexico. We performed at Rosarito before, where probably everybody knows spring break goes wild in Rosarito, pops his beer and stuff. So we actually performed there for one time in spring break. And most recently, we went to a lobster party in Mexico. There's this place called Puerto Nuevo where they have like the best lobster. So my boy DJ Billy Knight invited us over. We performed there, and that was actually the first time me crossing over, walking over the border. So it was quite an experience. But yeah, it was definitely one for the book.
And when we're actually still on the topic of performing, on February 22nd, February 22nd, 2020, I should say, you actually had the opportunity to perform at the House of Blues in San Diego, along with DJ Quick and the Dog Pound. I was wondering, man, what was that experience like? And of course, did you get the opportunity to meet Quick and the Dog Pound before or after the show?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Man, that was a crazy show. That was actually a sold out crowd downtown San Diego. There was probably about 2,500 people out there. I mean, the feeling of being on stage with that many people looking at you is insane. Like, but it's like a drug, man. Like it's like an adrenaline rush like no other. So yeah, we did open up for DJ Quick and Dog Pound. Shout out to my boy CEO, Carry One CO, giving us the plug on that. But yeah, I met DJ Quick backstage, real brief, real nice dude. But he's straight to the point. You know, he's like boom, 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 which I get. You know, you do what you got to do. But yeah, we had a quick talk. Didn't get to really talk with the Dog Pound members, but a big fan of them. But yeah, man, that was a show to remember. Like. I can't even express like how that show came along. But yeah, man, one of the best moments of my career so far.
And man, I gotta say as well, the Dog Pound. Like I had the opportunity to interview those two individuals, and they're for Grammy nominated artists and everything they did for hip hop. Man, they're probably two of the most humblest individuals I probably ever had the opportunity to talk to. You know, so you got to be in the room with those guys, man. So I could just imagine the energy, man, and probably the pot smoke as well, man. Did you get the opportunity to smoke a joint with Daz or Corrupt?
We didn't smoke the same joint, but we definitely smoked in the same room. I was 2 slots before they got on, so yeah, we were backstage. I mean, I could definitely smell all the loud that was coming, you know, from their room. But yeah, I got in there a little bit, shook some hands, and yeah, man, it was a very dope experience.
And I was gonna say as well, man, you're a very talented artist, so I can see many more of those amazing opportunities coming your way, man. You know what I mean? So once COVID's out of the way, I can totally see that coming your way.
Oh man, I appreciate it, man. We were on the way, man. Right after that Dogtown show, I got to open up for Twista as well. That was actually the last show in San Diego before the whole ordeal of like limiting people. So that show was funny too. It was in March of 2020. So the only reason why that particular show with Twista came along or actually happened was the venue, the holding company, and I believe it's Ocean Beach. Their capacity was 250 people or less. So at that particular time when COVID started happening, 250 or more had to shut down. So that was a pretty cool thing. So that was my last big opener slot was from Twister. Shout out to Twister too, man. Solid individual.
And also as well, man, aside from the music here for a moment, you actually run your own food company. I was wondering, man, can you tell us a bit more about your food company, and of course, like, how can our listeners go about visiting your truck or store?
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, during the pandemic, I unfortunately got laid off. So, millions of people just like myself had to find a different way to make money. So what I did was, I always had a passion for cooking. I actually dropped out of culinary school a couple years back. But, I mean, I know how to cook. I love how to cook. So my business is actually called J.A.'s Lumpia and More. So if you don't know what lumpia is, it's pretty much a Filipino egg roll. Just to keep it simple. So we do all handmade, freshly rolled lumpia. Actually, I do it all myself. So my ordering limits are lower than usual companies out there. But yeah, man, they can visit me online, lumpiaandmore.ja. They can look at all the food that I make there. I make lumpias. You're probably more familiar with like a chicken adobo and rice. I do that too. Pancit. So it's more home traditionally cooked Filipino food.
And also as well, man, as we already know, we got connected through Trey Boogie over at Let's Chop It Up, man. But I have to ask you, how did yourself and Trey initially get connected?
Oh, man. Well, Trey, man, he's a dope individual just like myself. He's always out supporting local artists or just supporting the movement. So I can't exactly pinpoint when I met Trey, but I met Trey a couple years ago, probably at an event, and just the vibe he gives out, and just how solid of a person he is. I'm about vibes, and I'm about the way whatever you show me, that's it. You know what I mean? So he's a solid individual. We always exchange products, we exchange brands, we exchange thoughts. So I mean. Yeah, shout out to him for giving me this opportunity with you. But yeah, Trey is a staple in the community in regards to just being there for local artists just like myself. So I mean, you may find Trey giving you a lot more up and coming artists like myself. But yeah, man, Trey's one of those guys that I won't forget.
And I also got to give Trey a shout out as well, man, because he is a phenomenal individual. He is also one of the radio station's sponsors, so I have to show him some love. But aside from being a sponsor, man, he is actually a tremendous individual, man. So you know what I mean. Whether he is our sponsor or not, I just got to give him a huge props, man, for just being Trey motherfucking Boogie.
Yeah. No doubt. Shout out to Trey Boogie. And I actually sponsor his. Let's Chop It Up. So, J.A.'s Lumpia More is also a sponsor of his Let's Chop It Up. And I was actually on the show a couple weeks back.
Yeah, we actually aired it here on the station, man. I gotta say, man, you guys is chopping it up, man. The chemistry you guys had during that interview was phenomenal, man. I really enjoyed just sitting back and watching you guys, man.
Yeah, man. If you have the vibes and you're just chilling, man, everything, just comes out. That was one of the best interviews I had. Free flowing, talking about whatever, smoking, drinking. So it was good, man. It was good.
And also, man, one of your most recent single is actually titled "Come Correct." I was wondering, man, what's the story and inspiration behind that phenomenal single? And of course, where can our listeners actually buy or stream themselves a copy today?
Yeah. So Come Correct. I mean, it is what it is. The title speaks for itself. So coming correct is just like, man, when you have something to offer to somebody, come correct. You got to come with respect. You got to come, with whatever you have to offer to match with mine. So that song is exactly what it's titled. It's just about you coming along through the journey with what you got. And you better come correct. You better come with everything in the arsenal, because I mean, a lot of people will fall off if you don't come correct. And also, you can actually to answer your second question, you can find that single on every platform. You're gonna get a DJ pack also. DJ Immortal coming soon. So yeah, hopefully we'll get that spinning on the radio. But yeah, right now every platform, Spotify, Apple Music, just put "Come Correct" by J.A. Young World. I appreciate that, everybody listening to that.
And I gotta ask you, man, because I know you have a huge career so far early on in the music industry, but I gotta ask you, man, what's next for J.A. Youngwealth, man? Is there anything I missed during this interview? Anything else you still want to talk about or promote? What we have you here live on the Canadian airwaves?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you're gonna hear from me, J.A. Young Wealth. You're gonna hear that from everybody, from everywhere soon enough. Next for me is I'm just trying to elevate, getting to different areas that I've never been before. So that's great that I'm here on the Canadian Airways. Shout out to all the Canadians out there. I actually have family in Canada, Ontario, so shout out to them. I've been to Canada once. Hopefully next time I go there, we'll link up and get something going out there. Yeah, a lot more things to come, and a lot more things that will come back. I actually host Up All Night here in San Diego. To keep it simple, it's pretty much a monthly show that I showcase 10 local artists. We partner up with a small bar out here. We take 10 local artists, and we just vibe out. I like to give local artists the opportunities that I have, so it's pretty much me giving back to the community the way the community gave me. So hopefully Up All Night will come back once all this COVID-19 restrictions, it's a thing of the past later on. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me. And again, I'm hoping I get to Canada one of these days and actually touch down there. And I've heard a lot of good things about Canada, so hopefully I get to visit there as soon as possible.
Hey, man, most definitely, you know what I mean? Like, down here in Canada, man, when you do touch down, make sure you look me up, man. We most definitely can get some stuff popping, like you said. And down here in Ontario, man, it's actually not too bad. We actually, if you hit up, like, Ottawa or Toronto, man, you most definitely will have one hell of a concert. That's normally, like, the closest hip-hop spots to really get a concert booming. It's Ottawa or Toronto around my area.
All right. Yeah, yeah, most definitely, man. Yeah. I'll definitely be in touch with you. And, yeah, I mean, if we can get something set up, let's do it, man. I mean, we have artists out here that's ready to go out there, including myself. And I know everywhere we go, whether it's a different country, a different state, a different city, I mean, music is loved by everybody, and music brings people together. So I'm more than confident that if we go out there to Canada, we'll tear it up.
Hey, man, most definitely. But, Jay, this is the time in the interview, man, that I give a chance for the individual that slides into the radio station airwaves. Just a chance to give shoutouts to whomever they want to give shoutouts to. But most of all, man, your social media handles. That way our listeners can follow you and stay updated everything J.A. Youngwealth if they're not already doing so.
Yeah. You can find me anywhere on the social media platform world, J.A.Youngwealth. You can follow me on that, and that's pretty simple. It's spelled out J.A.Youngwealth on all social media platforms. You can also go ahead and follow Young Wealth Clothing. So Young Wealth Clothing, I have my own clothing brand called Young Wealth. It's up and coming right now, but pretty much what it says, Young Wealth. And Young Wealth also, a lot of people misconfigure it like it's all about money. But wealth is whatever you find valuable, right? So Young Wealth is not just, hey, me having money. It's me cherishing what matters most to me. My friends, my family, my fans, music. So I just want to put that out there that, that is who I am. That's it. And for everybody that's been dreaming, everybody that wants to do this, everybody that is getting doubted, forget the doubters. You know what I mean? Because I've had so many doubters in my life as well that, now I think about it, if I let even one of those doubters or listen to those doubters, I wouldn't be to where I'm at right now. So just keep your head up, focus on you and yours, and everything else will come into play.
But I gotta say, J.A., thank you so much, man, for just taking the time out of your busy evening and coming on 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM here in Canada, man. It was an honor and most definitely a privilege. And hopefully down the line we can make this happen again sometime soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, DJ Morrow. Outlaw Radio. Thank you so much. Shout out Trey Boogie. I just want to shout out everybody here in San Diego that's been holding it down with me. Cognac, Johnny Rocket, Honcho. There's a lot more. Perry One, Zane. Y'all know who y'all are. So everybody else needs to know y'all outside of where we from. But yeah, shout out again, Canada. Much love to you guys. I'll be sending over stuff to spin. So hopefully y'all hear me out, and hopefully I get to be in Canada to showcase my talent with y'all.
Hey, man, you already know what to do, man. If you send it, we here in Canada will most definitely spin it.
Oh, yeah, man. Right when we get off, you're going to get a couple DJ packs, my friend.
Hey, man, most definitely. Let's get it, man. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yay!